Welcome back to Naily by Nature. Our next stop brings us to the heart of India's capital, New Delhi. This city is renowned for its delectable food, bustling markets, and notorious traffic jams. Delhi is like a microcosm of India itself, a place where people from all corners of the country converge. But alongside its charm, Delhi faces some daunting issues. In fact, it's earned a rather bleak reputation as one of the world's least safe cities for women. Shockingly, a study from 2021 revealed that a woman becomes a victim of rape every 5 hours in the city. In a city that showcases the very best of India, how do the people of Delhi address its darker side? In 2012, the brutal assault and gang rape of Jyoti Singh on a private bus in Delhi shook the nation and ignited widespread outrage both domestically and internationally. A little over a decade later, we set out to understand how safe do women feel in Delhi. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge that the issue of women's safety and associated stigmas within Desi culture hold great significance for me. It's a topic I've long wanted to approach with sensitivity and respect. I should note that the Indian society has been actively working to combat rape culture, particularly in the wake of the Me Too movement. I want to emphasize that our interviews were conducted in the upscale Khan market, an area primarily frequented by educated, upper-class Delhi residents. The women we spoke to were well aware of how their experiences in Delhi might differ from those of women with less privilege and access. While we had hoped to interview women in less affluent neighborhoods, discussing topics like rape is still taboo for most people here. Nevertheless, the insights we gained from these women offer valuable contributions to the broader conversation within Desi culture, and I hope you can relate to our journey as we dive in.
What are you wearing today and how much does it cost?
So I'm wearing these trousers. These would be approximately for 4,000, and this top would be for about 4,000. But my bag is a bit costly, of course. It's for about a lakh, and my watch would be for about 50, 60k, and my sunglasses would be for about 16,000. So I'm wearing quite a lot of stuff.
And your shoes?
My shoes would be for about 9,000.
This is salwar kameez is what I would say. So these two are bought separately as separate pieces. So this is of 250 rupees and this is of 100 rupees. And shoes also we have to say, okay, the shoe is of 200 rupees.
How much do you care about what you're wearing?
A lot, because when I move out of my house, I have to think about what my dad would think about it, because there's always this idea that he might say that you're not wearing something in which you might feel safe. Someone might comment upon you, or someone might stare or do something which might make you feel unsafe. And I have a history of sexual assault by someone in my own family. And that's why it's important to me to advocate that what I'm wearing is not the subject matter, because the thing is, it doesn't really matter what I'm wearing. I have to be free.
I want myself to be happy, comfortable, and presentable. That's it. I want me, my happiness. That what am I wearing? I should be comfortable in it, and I should carry myself nicely, confidently.
What do you care about most in life?
I feel life is short. What we contribute in life, that is more important. For that, proper training and education is necessary.
I care most about my loved ones, and apart from that, I care about my career and my personal growth, my mental peace.
As a woman living in Delhi, do you feel safe walking alone in the streets of Delhi?
Not in the night so much alone. No, I won't feel safe walking alone beyond a certain point, and especially if let's say we are in Khan Market right now, if the shops are shut, I would dare not come here alone.
Actually, I relocated to Delhi 2 years back, and since then I have never faced any issue. But now I feel maybe if I would have moved to Delhi maybe 10 years, 15 years before, it would have been better in terms of my career growth and all. But during that time, I always heard Delhi is not safe, and everyone was not sure in my family. So yes, but after coming here, overall compared to other places where I have stayed, I feel it is better in terms of many things. For example, in public transportation.
So what happened today, I got out of this metro station, the Khan Market metro station, and I was standing there alone, I don't know, these thoughts were running in my head that perhaps some issues which I hear about every day might occur with me and I might be the next victim. And I don't know, when I'm traveling, there's this idea that I have this plan going on in my head that if this happens, what I can do. Like, I can give you an example. I was traveling back from the airport in Mumbai, and this auto driver felt like he was high or drunk because of his behavior. I was thinking that I have this suitcase with me. Today it's lighter and it's something which I can lift up easily. So I think I might hit him on the head. And I'm on a bridge right now. How will I escape from here? So
I've done that so many times.
Yeah.
In a recent study, Delhi was listed as one of the most unsafest places for women in any metropolitan cities, along with India being one of the most dangerous countries for women, behind countries like Afghanistan and Pakistan. Why do you think that is, despite India being one of the most fastest developing countries in the world?
Sorry, I have a theory about Delhi. I think the testosterone of the men are very high here. For example, I also work from another city called Mumbai. You feel very safe there. So it's not so in all cities of India, but I think North India, which is a large part of Indian population, of course, whether it's UP, whether it's also parts of East, that's Bihar, then Delhi.
So the family I come from and the places I go to, I think I have access to a lot of things. I have access to car, a phone and stuff like that to keep myself safe. And I've been to a school and college where, we've been taught these things. Like, I know how to protect myself, but not everybody can do that.
Have accessibility to get these resources to help prevent.
Absolutely, because when I was going to my school, or when I'm going to college, I'm walking down. I'm not really walking down a road myself. I'm going in a car and stuff like that with a safe driver. So I don't personally feel unsafe very often. But then there are these small little girls who have to, walk these narrow streets in some rural places, and guys are doing what all. It's horrible.
Point is that you're showing women as someone who need to be scared, who need to be protected. And when we move out, we have to be scared of what we're wearing because we'll be judged. Like a few days ago, I was wearing this sleeveless top and someone said that, you should put something on. And it was some women in my family. The thing is, why? Why do we continue that behavior? You're a woman and you're supposed to stand up for that. You're supposed to talk about it in a manner that we need to stop, like right there, right now.
How do you think topics like rape and sexual harassment get discussed in Indian households and friend circles?
Yeah, see, earlier this was a taboo. Nobody used to discuss it. Now, even the social media, the OTT platforms, these topics can be discussed in front of family with the daughters. And being a mother of two daughters, my one daughter is in US, so I'm not worried about her, but the other one is in Delhi. So I do take care of it that she should come to me with anything. I should also discuss with her. So there's no more a taboo.
See, I think there is a lot of positive change. If you go back and see some movies which were built 20 years back, if a woman was raped, she had no option but to commit suicide, right? Because that such high was a stigma. I know of people who have gone through similar experiences. They've come and openly shared with us. And we said it's okay. It's just an experience of life which was not great, so go through it. So I've seen people themselves dealing with it as the way it is, that you just got hunted by some people who just didn't know how to control them. There is no stigma on you as a person.
Yeah.
So there is definitely that movement, but maybe these are still two extremes.
In a hush-hush manner. Because it's like something you're not supposed to be aware of. And something like sexual education only comes into the tiny table discussions when you feel that your girl is maturing. But the thing is, it's not about maturation, because I never knew about good touch and bad touch when I was young. But something happened with me in my own house. And I came out about it like 6 years later. First reaction was that oh, like, I didn't know, why didn't you come out to us sooner or later than later? I was like, I was scared. How am I supposed to trust you at that point of time? And the thing is, the reaction I got was that maybe some action would be taken. And it was taken for a short period of time. But over time, I was told that you have to normalize it, but you have to move on. How can I move on with something so scary that happened with me, which still continues to affect me even today? So I think those things continue to happen with other women also, because they are told that you are to be blamed for what you're wearing.
Often you hear that women are to blame because of what they're wearing here in India. Where do you think this mentality comes from, and how do you feel about it?
It's just because we don't want to change. And change is a process where you go through first denial, then you go to defense, then you minimize it, then you accept it, and then you sort of integrate and make a part of it. So I think a large part of ours is we want to defend our own actions, and you would not hear women talking about it. Sometimes women also do that. Why did you have to wear this? But a lot of this voice also comes from men to defend that it's not their fault. They just felt very libidinous because someone was wearing a certain kind of a dress, and I think it just does not justify. It's a very heavy defense mechanism, which is absolutely atrocious and bogus.
Maybe when a woman is victim, it is not just one woman. Other women are also victims in many ways. Maybe if a girl on the street, a random girl is harassed, maybe like the person who harassed his wife, his mother, his sister, all of them are also harassed in some way if this woman takes up some bold step, if the woman who has been harassed. So they have to do some kind of blaming. They cannot maybe take like maybe my brother or my father has done this kind of thing which is not right. They rather try to blame the other woman, which is much more easier. And in many ways, like they are economically also dependent on that man.
Because of my daughters, my thinking has also changed. Like, if I think that, okay, the neck is too deep, and if it's me who is thinking like that, then how will I blame others when they go out? I think the change should be in within. So people should change whatever a girl is wearing. It's not their problem. You close your eyes if you don't like it. Why will my daughter or why will any other girl stop wearing shorts or stop showing her cleavage or whatever? It's her body. She should not be body shamed. I believe in that.
How do you think we can educate young Indian boys and girls so that they can learn about personal boundaries and respecting women so that this no longer continues in India?
I think this needs to be taught in schools, probably from preschools itself. I remember when I was in school, we were taught about some basic sexual things in 8th standard. I think that's too late for that, because whatever is happening around, obviously cultural awareness needs to be made. I think a lot of strictness, they need to increase these punishments. Still we hear some shit-ass judgment from some judge, which is really disturbing, because when we hear it or read it in the newspapers, it's really problematic.
So I think a lot of education also must go to the women to know what her rights are. There are a lot of rights that you have, be it at the workplace. I used to lead, posh committees for my organization, and I have been very, 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 very strong with respect to the man. If you knew what has happened, shouldn't have happened. So, but not too many women at times come out and talk about it. But those who do, the chances of them getting their justice is higher. But it is also that. Women have to be educated to talk about their own rights and not take things and not get covered by anything, right? As far as the boys are concerned, I think the same thing, that if you want to have a much more happy life, it is important to respect each other, and that's when the coexistence will happen. And until and unless you respect each other, forget about having a happy life. You can feel I'm like this. So they need to understand their stake in this whole game. And they are also going to be producing children. So they have to be able to see the future and understand the importance of behaving in a certain way for their own peace.